recording for
Okay.
recording in progress, right? This is just to announce what it is. So welcome to another weekly edition of the Featured Business, brought to you by Visibility Impact, right? And myself, James Moffat, right? It's in collaboration or partnership with 𝗬𝗏𝗧, and we have typically an 𝗬𝗏𝗧 representative here, and we actually have the founder of 𝗬𝗏𝗧 here. So maybe in your words, Johan, you just say a few words about 𝗬𝗏𝗧, and if people would like to join, it's just a platform for entrepreneurs, but you can introduce that because there are some new people here as well.
Excellent. I'm going to try and speak softly because I hope the microphone is better now, right? Yes. So I'm Johan, I'm the founder of 𝗬𝗏𝗧. 𝗬𝗏𝗧 is a new and unique platform combining a lot of currently separated elements like social medias like LinkedIn, Zoom, Meetup, Eventbrite, Upwork, a lot of different things. So a great place to connect the entrepreneurship ecosystem. It's based on invitation only, combining a lot of elements in one place to make us more efficient. And it's a network of networks of trusted people inside. So happy to see you joining and great to have you here and be here.
Excellent. So I'm just going to put, because it is a personal invitation, I'll put my link in the chat. So if people want to join, there's no obligation to join. You can be on these calls without, but if you wish, then the link is there. And if you do, you can benefit from a lot of the other things that 𝗬𝗏𝗧 do. And you can also run your own shows and everything actually using the 𝗬𝗏𝗧 platform. So you can learn all about that later. So without further ado, I'll announce how this works actually. So how this works is every week we have a featured guest. You don't have to have a particular business. There's no specification for even having a business. It's just about getting to know people. And if they have a business that they want to promote as well, then we transition and talk about that, how we can help you as a community. And you can reach out to us individually if you wish. And a lot of the services and things people provide initially are free. So, I mean, you can get a lot of advice and things just by connecting with people. And it's all about networking. And I know there are some other people here that focus on networking as well, like Mona I spoke with earlier. So about, and hopefully she'll be a guest as well, because it's all about connecting. Right. And this is exactly what 𝗬𝗏𝗧 do. So all about building communities that we can connect. So we start this off. So the first kind of 20 minutes or so is about getting to know who Julia is as a person, her background, childhood and stuff like that. And then we transition into what she's doing now, a bit of background also on how she got to where she is. And then she's going to tell us a bit about what type of business she's doing, who she's typical clients are. And then you can then also, we open it up to the audience to ask questions. So you can ask questions, she can ask questions throughout. And then there's typically at the end a call to action or something that if you want to learn more about Julia, you can follow her as well. But before we do that, we kick off with a song from Emily. Emily normally just drops in, does a song and then disappears. She doesn't have to hang around for all of these. I know she's busy and does a lot of things with kids as well. So maybe Emily, you could just say quickly a few words about you and then also the song you're going to sing today.
Okay, hi everyone. So I'm Emily, I'm from London, but I'm living in Lausanne and I organise holiday camps for children and birthday parties. So I've got quite a few camps coming up in July and also in August, based in 𝗬𝗏𝗨𝗥, which is between Geneva and Lausanne. So yeah, very busy at the moment, but it's all fun. So the song I'm going to sing, I'm going to do some musical theatre today because I haven't done any and I love musical theatre and there isn't really any musical theatre in Switzerland, which is kind of sad. So it's a song from the play Billy Elliot. I don't know if anyone's seen it.
Yes.
Okay, good. I really, really like this song. And it's basically the little boy is singing it, trying to explain to his dad how he feels when he dances. Because Billy Elliot, he's a little boy and he loves ballet. And his father really hates the fact that he likes ballet. So yeah, this is a song about that.
Excellent. You just want to give us a few notes just to make sure we can hear you okay?
Yeah.
Nice shorts, by the way.
Thank you. Is that sound okay?
Yeah, sounds okay to me.
Okay, all right then. I can't really explain it. I haven't got the words. It's a feeling that you can't control. I suppose it's like forgetting, losing. I'm free. Electricity sparks inside of me, and I'm free. I'm free. I'm free.
Wow,
Nice.
Emily,
Bravo, Emily.
this was great, Emily. The first time I hear you, beautiful.
Thank you.
She always has a special song every week, typically on her own, or it could be with different people as well. I mean, she's done it with kids on her own. The
Nice.
kids have done it actually, all sorts. I mean, it's quite magical.
Lovely. Because you do, Emily, you're not hanging in, I know. Just a side note, I'm doing adolescents and kids coaching and also workshop for kids, really helping them out of sometimes their adversity, struggles, not finding their voice and all that. So we might connect maybe just to help kids, because that's my new kind of passion, to help, you know, from low on, from childhood on, their self-esteem, how to cope with stress, how to cope with anxiety, how to cope with relationships, might be yourself outside. So there
Don't
might
give
be
away
some
too
synergies.
much. Don't give away too much. Emily, I know you have to drop off, but if you
Oh,
can,
thank
you're,
That sounds
are you
really
already?
great. I'd love to connect. Yeah.
Yeah. If you maybe give your contact details or something so you can share them.
We missed each other.
Yeah, because you're not far from each other either.
You see, Johan, you see?
I mean, it is all about connecting, and because you do things with kids, and this is some new focus with Julia, although we're not supposed to know that because we're waiting to get there. But I know you have to drop off, Emily. So I mean, it's definitely worth connecting. And
Okay,
you're only in the next city because you're in Lausanne.
That's quick. That's 30 minutes. It's nothing. It's okay. I'm in Geneva.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So thanks, Emily. And
Right,
we'll see you next week then.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye. So for everybody who is not in Antnest yet, if you want to join, James, you've shared the link, and I shared the link also to this event. So once you're inside of Antnest, if you have not joined already, and I think everybody, there's really a lot of people in here who's already inside, but that's the place where you can very easily continue to connect either as a group or by clicking on an individual profile to connect with that person.
Right, excellent. So, hi, Pete. We haven't seen you. You're not in your car. What's wrong?
I'm in Florida this summer. Thank you for reminding me, James, and good to see everyone. It's been a little bit of a, not negative, but chaotic last couple of months. So there's always a bit of distraction, but I'm in Florida. I'm visiting with my wife and her and her mother, and spending time with her since she's been cooped up with COVID in this assisted living. But because we're in Florida, we're also inviting people to come visit. So my brother-in-law and his two daughters were here last week. My wife's friend is here this week. So it's just been one of these where it's been a little bit challenging to grab this time, but the reminder was good. I'm sitting on this is kind of the porch. Here's my view, which is incredible.
Wow. So where in Florida are you? Sorry?
Very southwestern part, Naples, Florida, which is southwest Florida, right?
Very nice. Yeah, my sister's in Florida. My sister's
really?
in Tampa.
Tampa. Okay, so I was just in Tampa on Tuesday. I had a business meeting up there. That's about 2 hours north of me.
In Clearwater.
Clearwater, yeah, just south of Tampa.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, I've been there many times.
Amazing bridge over the Gulf.
Yeah. Anyway, we could talk about this all day. So nice to see you back again. And the two Pauls, Paul in South Africa and Paul in India. We haven't seen, well, I know we've seen Paul in South Africa last week. So, but anyway, so let's get a move on then. So our special guest this week, our 54th guest, right, is 𝗬𝗓𝗪. And 𝗬𝗓𝗪, as I was saying earlier, has been on before. So I can't remember without checking, but I think you were around about the third guest or something like that. Can you remember?
Yes, really fresh. I mean, the maximum, I think it was fourth or fifth, something around those lines, but really, really fresh.
Yeah, I know it's right at the very beginning, so I can't remember exactly without checking. I'd have to check. But anyway, 𝗬𝗓𝗪. Yeah, I was going to think of there was a show on TV. Oh yeah, no, is it? No, it's not called This Is Your Night. 𝗬𝗓𝗪 and I forgot what it's called now. I was trying to think of there used to be a show. Oh, This Is Your Life. That was it. This Is Your Life.
This Is Your Life. And Johan found out third. He said third. You see?
Yeah, I was
third.
right. I did say
yes,
3.
you were right.
It was just I don't ask me to try and name all 54.
Yeah.
Right.
But the beginning you remember, James, you know.
Well, yeah. But anyway, so without further ado, we're going to go over to 𝗬𝗓𝗪, and 𝗬𝗓𝗪 is going to tell us before we go into anything of your business. So forget what you heard about children and stuff, because we're going to come on to that a bit later. So first of all, we want to know who 𝗬𝗓𝗪 is. So tell us first where you're living at the moment.
I'm living in the moment in Geneva.
All right. How long have you been in Switzerland?
2005.
I came in 2005 also.
Yeah, in August, end of August, we arrived with the family here.
Yeah, I think mine was June or something. Right. Okay, but mein Deutsch ist still nicht so good.
Mein Deutsch ist gut. Ich kann sehr gut Deutsch sprechen. Ich bin in Deutschland aufgewachsen. Yeah. I grew up in Germany. That's why. Like any other Turkish person, you know. Unofficially, we invaded Germany, by the way, but yeah.
Okay.
Ja, herzlich willkommen, ja.
You know.
I should have some lessons. We've got lots of German speakers here, right? So I should have some more lessons. But you speak predominantly French in Geneva then?
It's normally, yes, it's normally French. My French is not super perfect, but you know, I get along, I can understand official papers, I can even write them back. using DeepL translator, of course. You
Oh,
have
yeah,
some
that's
means.
excellent.
Yeah, it's excellent. It's beautiful. But other than that, chit-chatting, rumors and normal stuff, conversations, great. Business professional wise, to give a presentation, I might have a challenge, but that's on my to-do list. I'm going to give workshops in French as well.
Okay, right. So let's just go back a little bit. So going back to, you were born in Turkey.
In Istanbul, yes.
In Istanbul, yeah, beautiful. I've been there a few times also. To the blue what's it?
Blue Mosque.
Blue
Yeah,
Mosque.
the Blue
It was
Mosque,
the Blue Mosque.
the
Yeah,
Hagia Sophia, the covered bazaar, most likely.
yeah. We used to take the boat actually from the west, from the east to the west, because it was easier than the highway, which was terrible. So you can get the boat. Do you remember?
Of course. Are you kidding me? Of course.
Right. Anyway, because the taxi drivers were crazy there, so it was always better to get
Still
the
they're
boat.
crazy. It's okay.
Right,
Didn't
anyway,
change.
so what made you decide actually to come to Geneva?
Well, it's because of my company, Thomson Reuters, or at that time it was called Reuters. And I started to work in Istanbul. So business administration manager, responsibilities, teams, and experience. And since Thomson Reuters, or Reuters, has decided to create a global hub for administration, only for business administration, they wanted to have experienced people. So they gave me and offered me an expat contract, which I said, yeah, why not? Yeah, let's come to Geneva. Let's try it out. It's an expat contract, nice opportunity. And we landed here with the family. And my son was 8 years old at that time.
All right, excellent. So you have one child, one son.
Yes, one son.
And so, yeah, I'll have to do the maths now. So he was 8 then.
He's 24 now. He's 24.
Okay. Yeah, lucky you did that for me. I'd have to get my fingers and
problem.
start adding it up. Right. So, okay. So you lived with your son in Geneva, but let's just go back a bit to your childhood. So, growing up in Turkey at the time, how was life there?
Well, you know what? I was born in Istanbul, but my parents or my father was working in Germany already. So as my mother delivered, my father wanted us to be together. So he took us all together into Germany. So I was 3 months as I arrived in Bremen. So literally I grew up in Germany until I was 18 years old. So I studied there, I went to school, I had my best friends there. And as I was 18, my family decided to go back to Istanbul, to Turkey, because in 1984, the German government had a new regulation saying anyone of the Turkish family, they were fed up with Turkish families, anyone who wants to go back forever, you get 10,000 Deutschmark and then 1,500 Deutschmark per kid. Just go, kill the passport. You're not coming back. I don't want to do anything with you. So that was the offer. That was the package. And my father took it because he firstly got unemployed and the house was ready, built in Istanbul on the mountain, somewhere in Istanbul. And my mother wanted desperately to go back. So as a Turkish family, Mediterranean, you don't split up. There's no way specifically as a girl that you stay somewhere else. You go, that's it, done. You follow the family. And so that's what I did.
It was kind of perfect timing then. I mean, if you was made redundant and offered money to go back home, which you wanted to go anyway. So it's kind of a bonus.
No, it was a win-win for them. It was a win-win.
Okay. So you said you were there in 1984.
1984, yes. 1984,
so you were there,
we went back.
Yeah, so you were there before the wall came down then. So what was that like then?
If you say war, what do you mean? Which
wall?
war?
The wall.
Ah, the wall?
Yeah, the Berlin Wall.
Ah, yeah. You know what? It didn't impact me. I'm young. You know what? I was just had my own fun and so on. I didn't really follow up on that, honestly. It was never an issue for me, or maybe I never spent any thoughts on that, honestly.
So you just lived within West Berlin?
No, my dear. I was growing up in Bremen.
Oh, I thought you said Berlin.
Oh, it's Bremen. It's Bremen. It's north.
Did someone else think Berlin, or was it just me?
No, it was Bremen.
No, Bremen, I understood that, yes.
No, because I was thinking, well, you know, what does this have to do with Bremen? Because Bremen is not Deutschland.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I honestly thought you said Berlin. Anyway, I should look at my own notes, shouldn't I? Right. So you went back to Turkey, and then what did you study?
You know what? I didn't study anything.
I
So
actually,
just,
do you,
yeah.
before we go there, do you have brothers and sisters as well?
yes, I've got one brother. He's 4 years younger than me.
And where's he living?
Well, he also came with us to Turkey, of course.
Oh, no, I meant now.
Now he's still in Turkey. He's still in Turkey in Istanbul. Well,
Okay.
normally he's a tourist guide. But of course, you know, after pandemic and COVID, it's no way anyone goes anywhere anymore. So he found a job to answer being call center for German customers calling from Germany into Turkey, but the customers don't know because my brother has got great accent because he grew up. So it's like Deutsch. Okay, that's great because it's cheaper. It's cheaper for the companies in Germany to employ someone who's based in Turkey. And it's call center.
Right. So in Turkey, right, what was you went back there to study. So what age did you say you were when you went back to Turkey?
18, I was 18.
So you'd finished your education already in Germany, or you were in between, or?
In between, it was in between. It was a hassle. The Turkish government and education system didn't really accept the last year. Then I had to do another last year in college. And then I didn't want to study anymore. I just wanted to start working.
Okay.
So what I did at that time, we didn't have internet or whatever, you know, no computer. I started to learn typewriting. That's the one thing you start, you know, it's like this, you know, really look like this.
So you were in a typing pool?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Secretary, easy. You've got some languages that helps you. But it was difficult enough to find a job, the first job and this first step in. But, you know, I did some here and there and then I landed in Reuters.
Yeah. It is quite funny because my mum, yeah, in between jobs, she was in a typing pool as well. So she learned how, and then you have to do it without looking at the keys. So she can do it like typing away. And then it's kind of the manual kind of carriage return and everything. And you can't make a mistake.
No.
Not
but
like,
you know,
I mean,
still, if you make a mistake, there was a way. Tipex, we had these Tipexes, and then you say, oh shit, there is a thing. You do this, you go back, you make sure the line is the same. You go, yes, we've got the right one.
When you think now, like with the keyboard, and I still have to look at the keys. I mean, I know where they are, but I still have to look, right? I mean, I'm terrible. I mean, in comparison, I mean, and then I type something and it auto corrects and writes something you didn't want to say. And you think, oh, no, I have to go back. I mean, the manual way, I mean, to learn that skill, it's amazing. And
yeah.
Did you keep an old typewriter for memorabilia?
No, I mean, no.
All right. But you could still do it.
Yes, I could still do it, you know, but the keyboards have changed a lot. Here I need to look a bit as well because it's a different alphabet. We had a Turkish clavier, etc. But if I would be doing a bit, you know, more exercise, it would come back, I'm sure.
Yeah, because it says in here, I use a Swiss keyboard now, but it used to say QWERTY, like, and then with a Y, but now the Y is a Z, right? So I was forever with the Z.
They're very nice games to learn typing without watching on the internet. They're very entertaining. It's like a game, and slowly, 10 minutes a day, and in 1 month you will be.
Yeah, I'm just super fast with 2 fingers. That's all I use. Right. But anyway, we digress.
Well, you need to share it later, yeah?
Sorry?
I said, Bojan, you need to share your trick later.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I will. Yeah. Also for mobiles, we'll tell you some tricks.
Okay, so your education was kind of screwed up a little bit. So did you focus on anything in particular when you left, or how did you get into the jobs like you did, and what did you do?
Well, you know, first I focused, because I was in gymnasium, my focus was really on languages, because I love languages, so English and French. Okay. But then it got disrupted as I arrived in Turkey. I didn't really focus on that. The main focus was on being independent and gaining money. That was the focus. And the more you could, you know, move, the better, because in the beginning, it was really low salary. It was with someone that my father knew, but I stayed there only for 3 months. Then I was working as a sales secretary in the Bosphorus Second Bridge side. Then I moved to Camel Tourism for 2 years, and then I arrived in Reuters. Reuters, multinational company, they gave good money. I said, wow, this is great, I love it. You know, why not? So I typed away and I quickly learned how everything works. And because I'm curious and you need to work, I put my nose into customer admin. So there was one person only and she needed help. So, okay, I'm ready to help. I've got enough time, because the sales secretary stuff was after a while really something that I knew in and out. I know all the addresses by heart. I knew all the customer numbers by heart. I knew all the legally, one contract took me 5 minutes to type away and give it to the sales guy so he can get it away, and then, you know, doing the filing and whatever. So I put my nose into customer admin, and then from there onwards, slowly but surely, our business took really boost, skyrocketed. Why? Because we were the #1 financial information provider. Bear in mind, in 1990s, there is no internet. There's no internet. And we give news about the world, about oil, about, you know, exchanges, about commodities. Everything is with us. Customers were running after us. This was just good golden ages, the Ottoman ages. It's really the Ottoman ages where it was just abundant, fulfilled. And you went to the best restaurants and nightclubs and you name it. And of course, customer admin needed to have more power, manpower. So I stepped into customer admin and I started to help. And new systems came in, but my supervisor was not really courageous enough, but I'm the one who's always curious. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll do it. Let's learn it. I did hundreds of mistakes, thousands of mistakes. I learned it. I was on hot phone, red line president, you know, like with the President Obama or President Biden, shall we say now, you know, like hot, okay, how is this? How is that? What shall I press? What the heck? But then at the end, I learned. So I became the expert in different various legacy systems within Reuters. Everyone came to me. And then after a while, I became the supervisor. And then I moved on to be a manager. And then a business admin manager. We grew the team. I hired people. I fired people. I was traveling around for conferences, edit certifications, and you name it. It's just, you know, full steam ahead. And I always loved to work for Reuters. And I got the job offer here, Thomson Reuters even. We were acquired by Thomson. Really still loved it. And, you know, shortcome, you know, what? Last year I was made redundant after 30 years of working within the same company, but different positions, right? So I did my PMP as well. I had global customer responsibilities, experience responsibilities, transformations, billing changes, you name it, everything. Hired, fired people, yeah. Everything.
So I like the background in the way that, I mean, you were taken from your education from Germany, went back to Turkey, then you kind of had to work from the bottom in effect up, but you did. I admire people more for doing that, because you learn kind of the tricks of the trade. You see all the different departments, and you see kind of where it is that you need to go to make a difference, and you worked your way up kind of that ladder. I mean, and then 30 odd years in a company is quite an achievement in various different roles, but always kind of progressing. And then that brought you to Switzerland. So you came here, and kind of happened next. You mentioned about you lost the jobs. I mean, did they change or something, or restructure, or what was it that made you kind of unemployed from there?
Well, honestly, of course, it's a big organization. And like any other multinational, they're looking at costs. And we're expensive in Switzerland. Right? So anything that we do as project management, back office tasks moved over slowly and gradually to either India, Poland, or Philippines. As I arrived in 2005 here, we had 700 employees in Geneva. You hardly didn't know everyone. And then gradually, little part is transforming somewhere else. We've got automatization here, and we ended up with 200 people. That was locked in 2019. Where we had another big wave of redundancies of 100 people, and then another 50 people. And now at the end, we've got only 30 people left, and they're all sales. They're all customer facing. They go visit Pictet, they go visit Citibank, you know, signing contracts, doing chit-chatting over Zoom now. over lunch as well.
So now that you kind of made redundant, did you want a different career path? Do you want to do something different? How did you feel?
Do you know what? I felt, okay, one chapter is over. That's absolutely fine, because I had that already. Because once I was working, about 2 years before I was made redundant, I always have a backup plan somehow. You know, it's just intuitively. Because I not only did my job there, I was in the diversity inclusion stream. I was part of the global steering committee there. I was driving and facilitating workshops of be the CEO of your career for women and men. Then also facilitator of innovation workshops. We did innovation hackathons in Zug, in Zurich, in Geneva, in Impact Hub. So we organized all that. I did that. So I've got even a certification of the official board of innovation based in Belgium. And I always added something. I just not only did the work, because working, typing away, nice, okay, lovely. But you know what, you don't get a medal, so do something else. I did a lot of networking. I was part of organization Women International Trade, really fostering, empowering women to go ahead. So really behind that, and also Toastmasters. So I had various networks, and I thought, you know what, I can provide workshops. Why don't I create my own company? So with a co-partner, I created Inkick. 2 years before we even were made redundant, I sought approval legally from Thomson Reuters saying, this is what I'm doing. Does it coincide with anything? Because I love transparency. And you need to be honest. So no problem, you can go ahead. So I started even as I was working to provide workshops for IATA, for Citibank, also little other workshops. So I already planted the seeds there. And as I heard, oh, I'm going to be made redundant. I said, okay, we've got 1 more year. Let's see, maybe it's extended. It didn't extend. Okay, mind me. So, okay, I'm grateful for the years that I spent with Reuters. I'm not someone who's just, oh my God, what a shitty company. No, it's always a great company. It was always a great company. We always had our salaries on time. We were remunerated wonderfully. We had lots of benefits, lots of opportunities for the ones who seek them and found them and really followed up on them. And we were informed in time and treated respectfully. We had a lot of support as well afterwards, all these workshops that you do, you know, transformation workshops with different stuff, whatever. And yeah, I thought, okay, so let's do something else. Let's concentrate really on my business and even add to that. Right. Because only workshop facilitation is not enough.
Okay, so is there a reason behind the name Inkick?
Yes, there is. It's really innovation, comes from innovation and kick. We're kicking ourselves. So we kick you out of your comfort zone. And innovation, you can transform into not only creating a new business, but also innovate yourself. Because it's all about that, to reassess yourself, find yourself again, and change, have that growth mindset.
Yeah, it just reminds me, like, abbreviations, like when I think of ENTNEST as well, I mean, short for entrepreneurial nest. When people ask ENTNEST, they say, what is that? And then I explain. So, I mean, it's nice to know what's behind the name as well.
Absolutely.
So with that, I just want to digress a little bit. So you have an interesting story to tell about when you were coming to Switzerland. There was a memorable experience. I just want to kind of share that because I've read it and it kind of touches me. So I want you to share that experience.
Oh God. You mean our little doggy?
Yes.
Yeah, that was 2009. My son desperately wants to have a dog. Desperately. I want to have a dog. I want to have a dog. And we told him, yeah, he promised when we go by car to Turkey, we're going to buy a dog, which we did that year in 2009. We arrived in Turkey, spending holidays. 1 week before we're going to come back, I need to start working. School starts. My son says out of the blue, hey, you promised me what? That you're going to buy a dog. Really? Did we do that? Yes, you promised when we're going by car, we're going to buy a dog. I said, okay, Daddy, you go with him. I need to do some other stuff. We meet later. I haven't thought that my husband is going to buy a dog. I come home at my mom's, I see a little fluffy thing on the carpet, a little cage. I said, oh my God, I can't believe this. I said, what happened? We bought a dog. Great, lovely. Well done. So we need to get all the papers done because, you know, we need to get through all the borders. And we thought the papers are correct. They are okay. But apparently last minute we learned it's not. He needs to have a chip. He needs to have blood tests. He needs whatever, you know, you name it. And we thought, no way. We are not going to leave the dog. We are already attached to him and we need to get him to Switzerland. So we really smuggled Paco into Switzerland, crossing so many borders you can't imagine. He was under where I was sitting, really under my feet. I really hid it. He was very little. He was like this little puppy, you know, 3 months old, and also sick, very sick. So his antibiotics all the time. I was checking the time, whatever. In Macedonia, and normally I hide him, and he's always very quiet. We stop in Macedonia. I open the window, handing over the passports. And at that time, our Paco decided to start giving some noise from himself. And I said, my goodness, you know what would be the consequences if they would find out? Confiscating. They would confiscate the dog. If that would happen, my son would be down. We already got attached to him. No way we're going to leave the dog there. And my husband said, if this happens, I stay with the dog at the border. I make sure you catch the flight or whatever. You go to Switzerland, I make sure everything gets done. But thanks God, once I was handing over the passport, the dog started to squeak, whatever, you know, like little noises. I opened the radio and the officer was looking at me and was like, what the heck does she do? But he was not concerned. So he checked the papers. He gave them to me. I closed the window and we just dashed off. I was like, oh my God. But we were really smuggling in him. And as we arrived in Switzerland, first thing, we went to France. Why France? Because it's cheaper, veterinaire. He got all the treatment. Even the doctor said he's like a little clandestino. We said, yeah, we're Turkish, you know, we smuggle stuff. It's okay. And then he stayed with us for 10 years. He passed away in 2019.
But
and I think John is on it as well. And John knows the story because that was my speech. I rehearsed with him as well, John, and I was there in Genoa and I won the 3rd place in German speech contest with that story.
Excellent. Hi, John.
Hi, John.
So yeah, I haven't seen John for a while. So I've been following you as well, John, on some of your Italian trips and stuff. So great stuff. So a fellow Toastmaster. Are you in the same Toastmaster group?
No, we are not.
All right. Okay.
I'm Speak to Lead.
Okay. So tell us a bit more now about kind of the stuff that you do now. Let's transition into that. So you've got your own business and you're a Toastmaster and you do a number of different things. So tell us a bit more about the other things that you do.
So apart from being the co-founder and owner now of Inkcake, who is giving workshops, facilitating workshops for corporates normally, like Citibank, I just finished one, in terms of self-development, how to take you to the next step, career, innovation, you name it. I also equipped myself with a coach diploma, a fully fledged coach diploma, life and executive coach diploma, because I believe in the certification and in the power of coaching, of the powerful questions that you're asking, and how to unleash the full potential of persons, because I don't have all the answers lie within you. So that's what I did, fully accredited as well. But on top of that, this is not only, this is given, it's easy, you know, because I'm coming from a corporate world, executive coaching. We know how people take the hierarchy and maneuver. But as I started to do coaching one-to-one, what struck me was really about that it all boils down to childhood as well. Lots of things and self-confidence issues and anxieties or not believing in yourself boils down to childhood. And that's why, as we speak, I'm about to finish, I'm doing my adolescence coaching diploma, and I've started the kids one as well. because I strongly believe that we need to equip our kids with the necessary self-esteem, believing in themselves, having some tools and techniques that they feel equipped for the adversities, for the challenges that lies ahead, how to create relationships, how to be kind to yourself, how to cope with stress, time management, organizational skills, even to know what your goal is. You know, what would you like to achieve? Your mission, maybe your vision board, your ideal self. So it's a huge mix. So I'm doing this, and it's really different than adult coaching, because
So
to open a kid, you need to have a different perspective.
Yes. I completely agree. And I think it all starts from there. It's easier to nurture people when they're younger than to try and change them when they're older, because they're not so much open to that. And also they've been brainwashed too much. There's actually a study that was done that said you're 100% in your emotional connection when you're born. And by the time you're 31, you have 2% left of that, right? And that's through education, school, society, everything else. But anyway, we digress. So I resonate with that as well. And I love what you do. So this is actually done in collaboration with 𝗪𝗡𝗡𝗏 Manhattan.
Correct, because I did my coaching diploma with 𝗪𝗡𝗏 Manhattan, and 𝗪𝗡𝗏 Manhattan added the adolescents and kids coaching as well. First, the foundation, it's really for people, for parents, give you the foundation. If you want to take it further as a profession and really do one-to-one coaching and be at schools, and that's my aim. So everyone, call for action, any international schools, any schools that I can link with, that would be really great, magnificent, because I really want to go into schools, educate teachers and parents and kids in workshops, whatever. And that's why I thought, oh, this is great, that what they're offering. I want to do that because it's so important. And what I believe in as well, you know, everyone can call them coach. It's easy. You go on Udemy, you know, $20, you're a coach. Great, certificate. But, hey, that's not coaching. It's different. You really need to do full-fledged. It's something else. And that's what I believe in. And hence, because I love the program, I really did a lot of comparisons as well. I have taken as well on the franchise for selling coach training programs for 𝗪𝗡𝗏 Manhattan.
Excellent. So this is something you're moving, kind of transition away or doing in parallel, more the business coaching, focusing more on the children, or is it in parallel or moving away from one to the other? No,
it's actually not. It's in parallel. So I've got three hats. One is really the individual executive coaching, one-to-one coaching. The other one is really about facilitation in general, collectively for corporates workshops. Mm-hmm. And the other one is really about the kids, adolescents and kids.
Okay. So where are you now in your business? I mean, you said that you're kind of the owner of your own business now. So this will be something that you do alone, or you do it in a group of some sort?
Well, we started with a co-partner, but she pulled off because it really requires to be an entrepreneur, and all the entrepreneurs here would really resonate with that. It needs a lot of effort. It's energy, it's enthusiasm, it's your passion which drives you. And she wanted to draw back. It's absolutely fine. So I'm doing it on my own. But I've got as well a volunteer team in each of the streams. So in 𝗪𝗡𝗏 Manhattan, I've got a great team. We are 2 chapters, one in Zurich and one in Geneva. I've got a volunteer marketing team who does great collateral. You cannot do it on your own. You need to have people to support you. That's why we are an enlist. Right? We need to support each other. And for me, I believe from union comes strength. Collaborate, partner up. Let's be more stronger. That's what I see to the women as. It's important, right? Let's do it together. And that's why I'm not doing it completely alone. I've got a volunteer, but I'm shooting for the stars. I'm going to create a huge company. I'm going to employ people. And that's what's my vision is. So yeah, so let's see.
All right. And that'll be under your company name or?
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. So yeah, I just want to open this up to the audience now so the audience can ask questions, or you can ask them questions on on anything that you want. So yeah, feel free to ask them questions, or if there's anyone that wants to ask a question to Julia. Yeah, Johan.
As always, thank you. I mean, you're such an inspiration, Julia. I always love listening to you and talking with you. So that's really, really great. So my question that I always ask is, how can I assist you to become even more successful?
Thank you, Johan. You know I'm not, in the beginning, I was really active, and I think I need to reinvent again my venture profile, right? I need to do something around this. So just tell me what I need to do. So I really do it again on InKick, because I want to as well advertise the events that we are organizing. Might be in terms of Noble Manhattan 𝗬𝗢𝗏 or my own workshops, because I am as well doing my workshop series, which I started, which was successful. Really 4 times, 1.5 hours. You go ahead, have a program, have a handbook and workbook. So what I need to do first step is to reinstate my venture profile. Just let me know how I'm going to do that. That's important for me. And NGO-wise, it continues. So I would love to have that as well, if we can.
Excellent. That's so great to hear. And I'm so pleased to have you. And we have Marta and Victoria in this call also, for instance, here, who's also representing 𝗪𝗪𝗪, and they will also very much want to connect with you, I'm quite sure. And it's great to see so many other people already with the venture profiles and everything in here. John and Boyan, Walter, James, and Pete all have their venture profile even already. So that's really, really excellent.
Hey, you know what, Johan? You know, I was the first one to have a venture profile.
Yes, you were one of the first, that's for sure.
Yes.
Yes, yes. So we need to meet up again and take even further steps forward. And
Exactly.
we are ready to do it.
Yeah, good.
So I'm curious about kind of the work that you do with children. So this was a program that you put together yourself, or is it something that is part of Noble Manhattan, or how does that work?
This is actually part of Noble Manhattan. It runs from the UK. There was
Maybe,
a great lady. Yes.
Sorry to interrupt there. Maybe we can explain what Noble Manhattan is for people that don't know.
Yeah, of course. What's Noble Manhattan? Oh my goodness. Yeah, Noble Manhattan is a coach training institution. It has been founded in officially 1998 by Gerard O'Donovan, who's the CEO of the company. It has about 20 chapters all around the world. And we trained about more than 25,000 great coaches. And it's a coach training company, delivers coach trainings.
And you are kind of the managing director for Switzerland.
That's correct. That's correct. And I'm also under the international faculty of Noble Manhattan, meaning any students who are providing essays, I'm marking them. I am giving webinars as well in the coaching field about listening, asking open questions, empathy, you name it, whatever the covers, what are the topics in the curriculum of Noble Manhattan.
You know, I was invited by Gerard to do a webinar. Yeah, I don't know if you're on that one. I can't remember which one it was now. I've done so many. But yeah, this was sometime last year. So I did it. It was kind of an internal thing for...
That was Alpha Group, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I was on it.
Oh, you were on it? Okay.
Yes,
so you remember what it was?
It.
Yeah, I can't even remember what it was now. But anyway, so it is an international group of trainers and whatever. So there's a new kind of division to talk about how that you can educate children.
Yes.
And this is kind of a new program, so it's very new.
It's very new. And you get a diploma, you get foundation course if you wish. There are different levels. That it depends on the needs. If you just want to have the basic and you don't intend to give workshops and one-to-one coaching, the foundation is great because you know how to approach young generation, right?
Okay. And that coaching anybody can do. I mean, if they wanted to come and do that, to join and
yes.
do their own work with children, that
yes.
they can. And typically, how long is it?
That depends. If it's foundation course, it starts in certain times. The next one is adolescence coaching, 13th of September, 7 times, 2.5 hours live webinar sessions. And in between you have little homeworks with a study buddy that you're going to be mapped together with.
Okay. And this is all online, so anybody
This
can do it.
is online.
Okay.
Anyone can.
And is there a specific focus on any, you mentioned around 20 or so different entities or whatever of Noble Manhattan around the world. So is there anyone that's kind of taken the lead in this?
It's UK who took the lead there.
Okay, so you do it as part of the UK, or you're bringing it to Switzerland?
I'm bringing it to Switzerland.
Oh, okay, so that would be your focus on, you mentioned earlier about schools and and things. So
absolutely.
With a particular age group, because you mentioned different age groups as well. So which would be your focus?
Well, my focus is adolescents rather than kids. For kids, I've got someone else who's great in that, because I cannot do everything. So adolescence is more resonating with me, and that comes from age 13 until 18, 19.
Okay, and typically what sort of program is it? I mean, what would you expect from something for the kids?
For the kids, that depends. Either you do a one-to-one coaching, so it depends on the struggle that the kid has. That could be maybe coming from the parents who reach out to you and saying, you know, I had that situation. Oh, my daughter has got organizational skill problems. She's never tidy, blah, blah. And I say, okay, so does she want to be having a coach? Because that's important to get the consensus of the kid as well. Yeah. Sometimes you force them, but that's fine. And then when you have that, you have an open conversation. First, you create the trust relationship with them, because you know how kids are. They're like, oh. And it's like, hi, Frida. Hello.
Okay. So are these typically one-to-one then with the kids, or
with the kids, but it can be also workshops at schools, right?
Okay. All right. And at the moment, where are you in the business? You're still being trained, or you're already trained on this, that you can now start knocking on doors basically of schools and introduce yourself?
Absolutely. I finished my adolescence one. So I started ready to knock on doors.
Okay.
I sent out, and what I did, I went on Google, got all the list of Switzerland, you know, international schools. I created my email template, my diploma, my other adolescent certificate again, send it out to everyone. There was no response back, of course.
No?
No.
I'm surprised, actually.
Yeah.
Why is that then?
You know, it might be because I did that in May. In May, what happens? It's exam time. It's teachers are very busy, blah, 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 blah. So I will do another shot in September. I will even now, because we can visit, go one by one. My son studied in 𝗘𝗔𝗖𝗛𝗪, so I'm going to start there. Then I created another relationship with the students who are on the same program. In Basel, she's a good contact. She's part of the board of Basel International School. So I'm going to go to Basel next week on Friday, meeting her. I've introduced myself already. There's a huge interest there because the dean wants to create a well-being chapter, whatever you call it, in the school. So I would like to tap into that. Yeah, so, you know, I'm doing I'm planting the seeds everywhere. So let's see which one will flourish.
So
just a quick question. Sorry.
Yes.
No, go on, carry on.
You mentioned at the very beginning your French is not 100%, or you're not very confident with your French. And obviously Geneva area, besides the international schools, it would be primarily in French. So when do you think you will be at that stage that you can actually visit or contact French schools as well, or local schools?
Well, I don't need to do it myself.
Okay.
So I've got another person, Eugenie, that I'm working with. She's also, she's also, you know, on the program. And she's in the 𝗘𝗔𝗖𝗛𝗪 de Genève, in the school. She's a teacher. She's got the network. She's French. So we combine efforts. And that's what we're going to do.
Okay. So you mentioned, actually, Laszlo, did you have more?
No, that was it. So it was because you mentioned you only contacted international schools. So that excludes a lot. But
absolutely. The potential is more, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But not meaning that my French is bad, but I need to rehearse it a bit more. But I'm going to work on that. That's my next challenge.
So, just going back to kind of, I mean, the challenges that a lot of people face are that they have a great product or services, but they find it hard to articulate the message to take to the market. And therefore, they're reaching out to the wrong people. And it could be a combination of many different things. So yeah, I mean, would it be worth like revisiting kind of the message that you're putting out there? How are you connecting with the audience, and are you connecting with the right person? I mean, you mentioned the dean. I guess that's a appropriate person that you should speak to, but are you doing it through kind of cold calling, in cold email, dropping them an email saying this is what I'm doing, or are you networking in some events where they hang out, or how are you doing it?
Well, the emailing was really cold calling. And, you know, there is, if you go on the website, there's always these generic email addresses. So I said, okay, I'm spending my 3-4 hours on that. Let me see if anything comes back. I didn't expect anything. It was just maybe, you know, I throw it in the sea, we would say in Turkish, and we see what's going to come back. We'll see.
Yeah.
Nothing came back. Great. Now I'm using my resources, my network, because without referrals, it doesn't work. So you need to have referrals. So if I've got a good referral there in Basel, that might potentially be going viral. I also reached out to business schools. Why did I reach out to business schools? Because also there, the young people normally, or middle age, depending on what they're doing as MBA, but they need the same guidance. So well-being, how to transform, how to transition, and the more you're out there and your name is out and you create credibility, the more you can get business. So just open the conversation at the moment. That's what I'm doing. And the plan is to leave it now on ice because it's summer holidays, and we'll pick it up again in September.
Yeah, so this is a perfect opportunity to also prepare for that, because when they go back, they'll also be thinking about kind of the next term and everything else. So to use this time wisely, or also to maybe test out your message. Oh, there you are. The screen changed and you disappeared. Right. So also to kind of test out your message, maybe test it out on people that you know, that would this resonate with you? Does it make sense? Do you have children of this age? Would they be open to something? What would be the pushback? Why wouldn't they be interested? And stuff like that, just to kind of gauge what would resonate most with people. Because a lot of the time, as I said before, you could have the best service and product. It's just that your message out there is not the right one that's hooking. And therefore you never get to actually present what you're doing, because you're not attracting enough attention that people are hooked and they want to know more. So I always say, I mean, I haven't seen what you're putting out, but I always say less is more. You want to lure them in. So you want to grab their attention, not provide them war and peace on everything that we can do, because they'll just be overwhelmed and never read it. They just need They just need that hook that's going to say that. John, you're probably more of an expert at that. I mean, particularly from storytelling and pitching, because you need to hook the audience in at the first place and then take them on the journey.
No, absolutely. I agree, absolutely. And we did that with pitching as well with you, James. Yeah, right. So
yeah.
And yeah, I've got something else in the mind, in the back. It's like we're going to create a nice kind of marketing jingle, not a jingle, but you know, something nicely, really straight to the point, 2-3 sentences, and then we're going to get out there. And then also there will be a nice brochure that I'm going to prepare, again, to be used for anyone, also to be putting it on the aulas and wherever in schools. I've got lots of ideas, so let's see how we're going to get on with that. Okay. And I think there are some raising hands here. I see John.
Yeah, Jeanette has raised her hand as well, and John.
Exactly, so. Jeanette. Yeah, you facilitate.
All right, okay. I didn't know who went first, but I mean, let's just go ladies first and Jeanette.
Thank you. So I'll just take down this hand.
I think you push the same
I'll
button
do it after.
again.
Anyway, so I don't know if everyone heard earlier, but so Julia and I already know each other from working together in an international network in Geneva. So looking forward to seeing you again soon. Because I have 2 teenagers, actually, 15 and 13. Oh, 15 and 14. She just turned very close in age. Anyway, boy and a girl. I think it's a really interesting concept. I think it will really help kids in general. And I also love the idea that actually schools, I mean, I haven't heard of any schools doing this kind of thing, but I think it's such a massive gap and opportunity for kids in schools to introduce this type of approach and well-being. So I think it's a brilliant idea. Some of the education systems are so stuck in what they're doing. So I love that idea for schools.
Thank you, Janet.
Yeah, I love it. And also the other thing was, I think now with companies, a lot of companies are introducing, especially after the last year, new well-being programs. So I also think it's also a huge opportunity in companies. And you know how international Geneva is. So I think actually you could also just, like you plan to do for the schools, I'm also happy to introduce you to people, but I think generally just knowing you, I think you'll have a huge response, a very positive one, to companies actually, just given that a lot are only starting to do wellbeing programs now, given the situation the past year. So yeah, anyway, we plan to catch up anyway, so we've lots to catch up on.
Lovely. Thank you, Janet. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, we're kind of gone over time, so that's just, I mean, we'll stay on here for people that want to stay on, and then we'll just go through the questions. So John, you're next, so fire away.
Yeah, thanks very much, James. Hi, Julia. Hi, everybody. I apologize for my late arrival. I had another event, but I did want to come here at least a little bit to support Julia. Julia, I missed the first part of what you were talking about, but I caught enough to know that it's very interesting and very timely. And when you mentioned MBA schools, I teach in 3 executive MBAs and 1 MBA. And I think there might be, if there's anything you can send me or direct me to that I can have a look at, really quick, succinct summary, I can put you in touch with, I think the best place to start would be at the, I've got a good contact that I work with at the University of St. Gallen. Und dann spricht man Deutsch, nicht Französisch.
Das ist natürlich kein Problem für mich.
It's better for you.
Das ist kein Problem.
But it's also English as well. So if you send me something, either email or through Entnest or however you want, and I'll have a look. And if I have any questions, we can chat again. But I can put you in contact with somebody there because it might be of interest. I hope I can help you.
That would be great. Thank you so much, John.
Excellent. Thanks, John. We should catch up more, John, because I haven't heard from you for a while.
I know it's been a crazy times, but believe me, James, on Fridays, when I have something else, I'm always thinking I got to get back to James's show. Yes, we should catch up. Let's make a plan.
Okay. All right. And Mona, I'm not sure if you were next, but let's go to you.
I think Boyan was first before me.
All right. Okay.
He's waiting for so long.
All right. Sorry, Boyan.
So I just wanted a Julia. So I'm brand new here, but I have a very huge network. But first of all, I just wanted to ask you a question. Have you thought about using the touch points the teenagers are using to get to them? Because no teenager is reading brochures. No teenager, things like that. Use their tools to get to them.
Yeah, my networking is not on teachers, on teenagers. What I use is Instagram. Okay, so I'm really very active on Instagram. But I don't use TikTok and all that stuff. So forget about that. And I'm not on Twitter either, and I don't want to start Twitter either. So Instagram is a good platform, and Facebook. I'm also on Facebook. But again, my network is vast, but has got no kids in it. It has got the parents, right? So to find these touch points, you need to go to schools, I guess. How would you find the kids?
What about your son, where he studied and everything? I mean, would he know teachers or someone that he could introduce you to?
Oh, no, that's been a while. It's really been a while.
So let me think about it, because I'm in touch with German schools and German directors a lot. And they have very good connections to their kids. Yeah. And I'm working with digital teachers here in Germany. They are really great on that. I have some connections in Switzerland, but not that much because I'm located in Germany.
Okay, great, Mona. Where in Germany?
Next to Frankfurt.
Frankfurt. Okay.
Yeah. So let's talk about it and think about it.
Thank you, Mona. That's really appreciated.
Right. And we haven't forgot about Bojan.
You woke me up. No, it was very interesting journey that you shared with us. And I'm here.
Yeah, I lose as well. The screen always changes.
Yes.
I don't know what
Yeah,
happens. Yeah.
it's people have to. I'm just reading the chat as well. I mean, people are leaving really nice comments for you as well, which I'll save.
Oh, thank you.
You can also save yourself. So if anyone doesn't know how to save on Zoom, go to the chat.
Yeah.
Right. And then right in the very bottom right-hand corner, you've got 3 dots. Click on the 3 dots and it says here, oh, whatever it is. Oh, was it file? Oh, no, it's file. And then you can basically save it, save the chat. But I'll copy it anyway.
Okay,
So
great.
you'll have a copy of it because there's a lot of people dropped off now because of other meters and things, but they've left some really nice comments to you.
Thank you.
But also for, sorry, Bojan, to interrupt. So carry on.
Shall I go? I lost myself in the screen, but it's good to find yourself at some moment. So it was a very interesting story that you said about yourself. It's some of the parts were similar to me in my journey to where I am now. You touched something that's very important in business because in what you do now, it's kind of startup. I'm also in a similar situation. One of the things that is important, and for me it's working best, is this referrals. So when people refer, the importance of this is it's about the trust, because they need to trust you, they need to trust your services, the company that you represent, etc. So it's not question or something, but just to shift you, because some of the solutions I sell is through similar programs, but you need to think for something to reward people that refer you. It's not about money, it's something to engage them and to make them speak up. And since it's kids, well, it's in very sensitive age, you need to, of course, you need to go to the parents. Maybe, I don't think maybe the teenagers will directly contact you, but could be if there is a good result. But you need to think for something to engage people and to make them create referrals to.
Absolutely, I agree. That's how it works. That's how it works. And I'm trying to create that. It takes time, of course. It's not overnight. But I've got a good network. They're all supportive. We shall see. We shall see. But referrals and testimonials. I use lots of testimonials. So we're collecting some testimonials. Which reminds me, I need to ask for another one, because I was coaching Ingrid and she was so happy. She passed her exams as well in German, because she had problems with German a bit. So I did help her with homework as well. And she was the best in the class and she was so happy. So I'm going to get some testimonials. Also, my other contact will get testimonials. Yep, absolutely, Bojan.
Okay, so I think, I mean, we've kind of gone over the time.
Yes.
And I know people have to move on to other things, but I mean, if people want to reach out and connect with you, how can we do that? Where is the best place to connect with you?
Well, if people on EndNest, you can EndNest me.
Right,
Other than that, I'm on LinkedIn.
All right. I've got it all here. Let me just drop it in the chat. So
exactly.
Right, I'm just going to copy and paste all of this in. So hopefully that works. Okay, there's some links in there. So you've got the LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram if people want to connect with you there. And then if they want to know more about it, even if you want to maybe send some material over, I'd be interested to see what you send in initially. because I can give you feedback on that and think that maybe you're overdoing it. And people have got a very small retention span. And if you send them too much, they just don't want to look at it full stop. If you send them enough, don't send them enough, then there's something missing. You kind of find that balance between enough that's creating that curiosity that they want to know more, but then give them that opportunity to know more. How are they going to connect? Are they going to have a free 30-minute call? Are they going to download something? Are they going to go to a website? Are they going to, whatever it may be, there's a call to action. So I think just sending information about what you do is a wish and a prayer. If they're going to contact you, you've got to tell them to contact you. This is how you do it, right? Otherwise, send me what you've got.
Exactly. I sent what I've created, right? That was really to all the international schools only, and I did it in May.
Yeah.
If I get feedback, then I can change it for September.
But if anyone else is interested in that, then say so. And then it's good to get feedback, because sometimes it's not what you're actually doing, it's what you're presenting to hook them, because everything is a step. If you don't get past the first step, I mean, the first one was to get their contact details on the right person. The next thing is to articulate something in a message that's going to resonate, that they're going to think, well, I want to go to the next step. Yeah. But if you're failing there, then it doesn't matter how good or bad or whatever you've got behind there, they're never going to see it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. Anyway, any closing comment you want to leave?
No, thank you so much for hanging in there. We already went over time, so I really appreciate your precious commodity, which is your time. That's really appreciated, and that's really, really important for me. Other than that, I really loved the engagement, the offers to support and find connections, which is very important. And what we do, what I like is really is your kind of mission and the passion to help people to move ahead. And I think this is really, which drives me all the time in the morning, to get up and say, I helped a kid, I helped someone else to move ahead, I helped someone else, encourage them, give them energy, whatever it is that you're giving. And that's the driver for me. And thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
And for Julia, I mean, I know you were on before, and I think just in that last year, I see the development in you. I see kind of the focus, and I see kind of your passion is coming out even more about how you want to serve others. And it's not all about you, it's about what you can do for them. And particularly with children or adolescents, I mean, that to me is a magical time, because they're going through a lot that we don't appreciate, we don't understand. And to help them feel better about themselves gives them that kind of springboard to better things. So I admire what you're doing. So anyway, we're just going to close this down. So thank you for being our 54th guest. You can
thank you for the invitation.
You can come on again, but
people they get bored with me. It's
fine. We're still waiting for some others to be guests. And so if you want to be a guest, just let me know and we'll pencil you in. So Jeanette's been a guest, Laszlo's been a guest. So I'm still waiting for Paul and the other Paul. And others. So everyone can be guests. Mona, I'd like you to be a guest as well, and Inma and Tunki also. So anyway, on that note, I wish you all a wonderful weekend, and do tune in next week for our mystery guest, who I don't know who it is yet. I need to check, but we'll have a new guest next week. And yeah, I'll send also a copy of this recording to you. And if you want to share it with friends, family, and others, then that's okay. I don't advertise it per se, but I give you the link that you can share the link.
Thank you. That's really great, James. Thank you for the opportunity, everyone else who hanged in. Thank you so much, and wish you a wonderful weekend.
Yes, wonderful
Thanks,
weekend,
everyone.
Right, thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.